Hi guys, in this video we will be solving order of compilation problem. So in this problem we will be given a graph. Let's suppose this is the graph 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and this time we will be given a directed acyclic graph. So acyclic means there will not be any cycle in it. Okay, no cycles in it. Okay, so if a graph is something like this, so this is not an acyclic graph since there is a cycle, so this will not be present in the question. Okay, now one more thing, what is directed means? Okay, if there is an edge from A to B, this is an edge, so this is not directed since it implies that A can go from A can go to B and B can also come from A, so this is not a directed graph. So a directed graph will be something like this. If the edge is something like this, A to B, it means that only A can go to B, but B cannot come to A. So for this particular question, we will be given a directed and acyclic graph. Okay. Now let's see what we have to do. So in this problem, a directed acyclic graph will be given to us, and we have to print the topological short for that graph. Okay, so what is a topological short? Let's suppose that a graph has only two nodes. Okay, the nodes are u and the nodes are v, and there is an edge from u to v. Then the topological short for this graph will be uv. And suppose the reverse case is there. If u and v are two nodes and the edge is from v to u, then the topological short will be what? V and u. So clearly you can see from these two examples what is happening is that if there is an edge from u to v, then you will always come before v in the topological short. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Okay, now let's understand why topological short, why it is used. Okay, so like if we have a dependency, like we have 5 tasks. Okay, let's suppose task 1, task 2, task 3 or task 4. Let's suppose 3 tasks are there, or let me do one thing, remove 2 3 from here. Task number 3, task number 5, these are all directed. Okay, task number 5, and there is a task number 6, and 4 and 6 there is also an edge. Okay, so this is a task. Okay, and here this arrow represents 1 to 4, represents that there is a dependency between 1 and 4. Okay, so if I want to complete the task 1, then I must complete the task 4 first, then only I will be able to complete this task. Okay, so and there is a dependency between 4 and 6 in this graph, so this implies that if I want to complete 4, then I must complete 6 first. So eventually what it happened, like if I want to complete task 1 first, then I will have to complete 4 first, and 4 implies that we have to complete 6 first. So I will have to first complete 6, then 4, then 1. Okay, so this is what it implies. Okay, so in this type of situation, like here there are very few nodes, very less nodes, but if suppose if the nodes are in the order of 10 to the power 4, 5, or very high number of nodes are there, then doing this task manually will be a very difficult task. So what we do is that we write the topological short for this graph. Okay, let's suppose the topological short comes out to be 1 2 3 4, something like this, up to 6. So after we have written the topological short, now if we start solving these tasks from bottom to top, then all the dependencies will be resolved on it itself. Okay, so all the dependencies will be resolved and we will be able to complete all the tasks. Okay, so now let's understand how do we, how can we calculate or how can we get the topological short for a graph. Okay, so topological short for we can get it by using DFS only. This algorithm is nothing but some little modified version of a DFS. Okay, so what we do in this, let me explain you that. Let's make a stack. We use a stack. Okay, we use a stack. Let me make a stack. This is our stack. Okay, and we start our topological short from a source node. That we take any node as our source node. Okay, from that node we perform the DFS. But in DFS what we used to do, we simply used to travel all the neighbors, like we go in depth and travel all the neighbors. But here, before returning from that node, suppose if I started DFS from 2, I will visit 3, I will visit 5, but before visiting back from 2, what I will do, I will push 2 into the stack. Okay, so after this whole DFS is complete, when I will read my stack from bottom to top, then whatever order I got is the topological short. Okay, now let me give you a dry run for it so that it will be more clear what I mean by it, what I just now said. Let's do a dry run for that. Suppose we started from taking source as 1, we are starting from node 1. Okay, so what are the neighbors of 1? So neighbor of 1 is what? 2. So I visited 2. Okay, now I visited all the neighbors of 2. Neighbor of 2 is what? 3. Okay, so is there in any neighbor of 3? No, there is no neighbor of 3. So 3 will try to return, but before returning 3 will push it into the stack. Okay, 3 will be pushed into the stack. Okay, now 3 is already, 2 was also visited, 1 was also visited, since we visited 1. Okay, now since 2 is work of 3 is done, 2 will try to visit another neighbor, so 2 will go to its another neighbor 5. Okay, now since it has come to 5, we mark 5 as visited. Okay, now 5 will go to its neighbor, so there is one neighbor for 5, that is 6, so it will go to 6. Now 6 is visited. Now 6 cannot go to anywhere else, so 6 will try to return, but before returning 6 will push itself to the stack. Okay, now we came back to 6. Is there any neighbor left for 6? No, no neighbor is left, so 5 will also try to return, but before returning 5 will also puts itself to stack. Okay, now we have come back to 2. Now 2 has no neighbor left, so 2 will try to return back to 1, but before returning 2 will be pushed to the stack. Okay, now we came back to 1. Now 1 will go to its another neighbor, that is 4. Okay, now 4 is also visited. Now 4 will try to go to its another neighbor, and that neighbor is 6. When it came to 6, it saw it is already visited, so it will not go to that point, it will simply return from here. Now 4 has no other neighbor left, so 4 will try to return back to 1, but before returning 4 will be pushed to the stack. Okay, now we have come back to 1. 1 has visited 2, 1 has visited 4, no other neighbor is left for 1, so 1 will try to return back, but before returning 1 will be also pushed to the stack. Okay, now our whole DFS is completed. Now we have to just read the stack. So now let's read the stack. If we print the elements of the stack, that is 1, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3. Now let's take any example, any two edges between this graph, u and v. So u must come before v, that is u should be present before v. Now let's take example of 1 and 4. If you take this example, 1 is present before 4. This is true. Okay, now take example of 1 and 2. 1 is present before 2. This is also true. Now take example of 2 and 6. Not 2 and 6, 2 and 5. So 2 is present before 5. This is also true. For 4 and 6, let's see. 4 is present before 6. This is also true. So yes, this is the topological sort. So this is working fine. Okay. Now suppose if we try to resolve, let's try to resolve the task from bottom to top, and let's see, is there any dependency, or is there anything because of which we are not able to complete any task? Is there any dependency or not? Let's see that. Okay, so let's suppose first I will complete task 3. So task 3 is not dependent on any task, so it will be completed. Okay, now I will complete task 6. 6 will be completed. 6 will be completed since it is not dependent on anyone else. Okay, now I have to complete task 5. 5 is dependent on 6 and it will be completed, no problem. Now I come back to 2. 2 is dependent on 3 and 5, and 3 and 5 both are already completed, so 2 will be completed. Now I come back to 4. 4 is dependent on 6, but 6 is already completed, so 4 will be completed. Now I come back to 1. 1 is dependent on 2 and 4, and both are completed, so 1 will also be completed. So we are able to complete all the tasks without any dependencies. Okay, so in this way tasks can be completed using the topological sort. Okay, now let's try to code this problem. Okay, using the DFS which I have just told you. Okay, so move on to the coding part. So we will be needing a Boolean array to mark all the nodes as visited. So Boolean array visited equal to new Boolean of vertices. Okay, now what else was given in the problem? Nothing. We have to just perform the DFS. Okay, what was, we have to print the things in a new line? Yes, we need to print it in a new line. Okay, let's move up. Let's do that. So what we have to do in DFS, we'll write a function DFS. We'll pass graph to it. Graph, then we'll pass our Boolean array visited to it, and source node is not given to us, right? So we can start from any node. Source node is not given to us. Let's start from node 0 as our source node. Okay, now we have to write the DFS function. Okay, let's write the DFS function. DFS DFS, and let's pass whatever we have graph. So array list of edge array graph, then we have a boolean array visited, then we have a source node. Okay, so what we will do, like in DFS algorithm, we will first mark source as true. Okay, then we will go to the neighbors of the source. So for edge edg in graph of edg dot neighbor, we go to the neighbor, we check if the neighbor is not visited. So if visited of neighbor is false, then we will call the DFS on the neighbor. So we will call DFS, pass the graph, visited array and source. Okay, now finally we will push it into the stack. So we have forgot to pass the stack, so let's pass the stack also. Let's make a stack of integer st equal to new stack. Let's pass this also into the function st. Let's take that here also. So stack of integer st. Okay, pass this in this function also. Finally, before returning, what we have to do is we have to push into the stack. So stack dot push source. Okay, after this process is done, our work will be done. So what we have to do, we have to simply print the elements in the stack. So while stack is not empty or stack dot size is greater than 0, what we will do, we'll print in new line the elements inside the stack. Okay, print line stack dot pop. Okay, so let's check whether everything is done correctly or not. We have made the boolean array, stack is okay, we have called the function, we have printed the elements. Yeah, we have not returned the return type and all that thing. Public static void DFS, we have taken the graph. Okay, we have taken visited array source and we have taken the stack. Okay, now we have marked it true, we have visited the neighbors. If it is not visited, then we are going to the neighbors. Okay, or here it will not be edge dot neighbor, here it will be source. Okay, we have graph visited and here it will be not source, it will be edge dot neighbor. We are visiting the neighbor, so edge dot neighbor. Okay, now finally the stack, now we are pushing it. Okay, so it looks like correct to me. So now let's try to run it and check whether it is correct or not. So we are getting a wrong answer. Okay, actually it is a wrong answer, but why are we getting like this? Okay, so we have not iterated the stack fully. So like there can be the case for multiple elements. Like what we have missed right now is that suppose the graph is something like this: 1 2 3 4, one component, and one component is like this: 5 6 7. So we have traversed for this component, but we have not done our work for this particular component. So this is not correct. So we will have to do this topological sort for each component. So let's write that in our code. So what we will do is that for integer I equal to 0, I is less than the total number of vertices, what we will do, if this particular node is not visited, then we will call the DFS function. If negation visited of I, that is this particular node is not visited, then call DFS on it. Okay, finally print it. Now let's try to run it. Okay, so okay, we are each time passing the 0 over it, we have to pass I. So we are getting right answer. Now let's try to submit it. Let's check whether we are passing all test cases. We are passing, so that means our solution is correct. So I hope you guys would have understood the video.